thing that's happening in town. Basically, we do Kokonsa on a very professional level. You know what I'm
Now
saying?
you better do.
Very. Hey, I can't expose my body. Hey, wow. I don't even know what happened.
On a
Anyway,
beautiful Monday
let me
afternoon.
let me carry on. Let me carry on. Now, before you know it, I'll expose everybody. Anyways, Oyo, Oyo, what is happening now? Town right now. There's a lot. Town is how do I say? It's bubbling. There's a lot of things happening. You know, we have up. We all know that, but be like say we also have powers that be are showing up. And how or who am I talking about now? On Thursday, actually, yes, on Thursday to Friday, there was this information that came out about a lady who was missing. Apparently she had been kidnapped. Now, obviously, got a lot of people worried because Ghana, come on, I don't think we are there yet. We have a lot of issues here and there. We complain about the armed robberies, this and that.
Yeah.
But then have we actually gotten to the kidnap level, kind of crime thing that we see happening, especially in Nigeria? Uh-huh. Like, what's happening? Like, did I wake up in Nigeria
before coming here?
Yeah, that's everybody will say that's Nigeria for they are sharing. They are sharing. I promise. You know when it happens, if me, so I was like, hey, what's up? Am I really in Accra or is this what's happening? Because this is a Nigerian thing or this is a Nigerian problem, not necessarily a Ghanaian thing. Then the next day we saw that over the weekend we saw that the police had done some rescue mission and she was out. Everybody was happy. It seemed
rescue
like
mission.
Like
the SWAT team
Chale,
came,
boom, boom, boom. Like, hey, like, Chale, you understand? Tear gas, boom. Hey, who's there? Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
like,
bring,
yeah,
hey,
like,
bring the woman out.
yeah,
Hey, you that kind of things. We thought
You
that.
can see-
Oh, lie. Let me lie.
you
Aye.
can lie on live radio. Were you there?
Oh,
Cause right, do you know I'm doubting you? Cause I saw what happened at La Paz. So you are saying SWAT team came, tear gas.
See, the
boom, boom.
unit
Like,
that was
girl.
at La Paz is not the same unit that went to Spintex. I beg you.
Okay, sorry, ma'am.
I beg you.
Yes, please.
Oh,
I apologize.
monkeys move by sizes.
Yes, ma'am.
We have the big ones for kidnapping, and then we have the other ones for the, that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, everybody, it was commendable. At least from the police side, from what we heard, because I also heard that our dear own IGP had also allowed what they call it, the medical practitioners, police officers to go and see the lady and her family, and also even got clinical psychologists as well. And me, I'm number one from when it comes to mental health, so I was very happy about that. I was very proud. I was like, hey, yeah, Ghana, we are going somewhere. At least we're doing the thing. Only for this morning, a news report came out. Now, what's being said in St. P, we are finding out new information from what actually happened to Miss Sylvia Ba, and she apparently is the service manager for Emirates as well. Now, from everything that happened or was coming out from the newspaper, and this was broken by the Herald newspaper, and apparently it was actually not just it wasn't just an ordinary kidnapping issue.
Okay.
She was apparently picked up by some people she had offended.
Wait, what?
Yes, she had
She
offended
somebody, and the person wanted to show her shady.
where the power lies. And so, so she was picked up because she was doing her job.
Interesting.
Because she was doing her
so
job.
she offended somebody whilst
doing her job. Now, yes. So what is her job? As service manager for Emirates, she makes sure that the flight goes out on time. There's no delay because I don't know about how many people know this, but then when flights are delayed, the passengers can, if you're made to miss something very important, you can sue.
Yeah.
And so it would not make sense to hold a whole airline
because
of one person or just a small because other people. The plane takes like 300 people.
I give it. Or more.
Or more sometimes. You understand? So why would you hold it for one person or two or a small group of people? It really makes no sense. Especially as that, let's say the other people that you also delayed now, they all sue. Yeah. Imagine the losses that the airline is going to make. And this is her job to prevent that. So she was doing her job. Now, from the history about this lady, apparently she's a no-nonsense person. The rule A is A and B is B. The rules are the rules. She doesn't go, black is black. Anybody. She doesn't bend. Yes. Okay. Yeah, she's not crayfish. You understand? She know they bend. It's a straight line with her. Okay. Because apparently the former president, ex-president, the late one that we had, former vice president, yes, apparently at a point in time he was running late when he got to the airport, and she told his office that no, he was not going to be allowed to board because this is not Ghana Airways, and so he wasn't allowed to board. So if she could do that back then to someone who was a vice president, you can imagine who are you? Just say everybody, yeah, basically everybody is one. You're all the same. The same respect she accords the watchman is the same respect she will accord the president. And me, I love people like that. But anyway, so apparently on Tuesday, we had 3 people who were running late. Not all 3, but then we had there was a lady, Rashida. Apparently she's a watch seller. Yes, Mrs. Rashida Sani. So the lady I just mentioned, Rashida, was waiting for her friends. Yes, wow, yes. So that's the lineup. Very interesting. So apparently she was waiting for her friends, Mr. Kwabna Dubois and Mr. Benjamin Ansa as well. But she herself was there on time, and she's a first class passenger, but she was there on time. They mentioned their names. You know how it goes in the airport. They will mention the names for the people who are late, just so that they can make it to the boarding gate on time. But these people weren't there, they weren't there on time. Yeah. So Mrs. Rashida refused to board the plane because she was waiting for her people. Apparently, when they came, from reports at the airport, they say they were being slow. You are already late. You understand? We've tried to hold for you, and then you're walking to the plane, but you're taking your sweet time. You understand? So Mrs. Sylvia saw this and said, you know what? Close the gates. To plane in fear. Oh, wow. Yeah, because we are late. We are about to close the doors. Yeah, but you have no sense of urgency. You have no sense of urgency. So, okay, maybe you get the next flight. So, off we go. Charlie, you people go. Go and do your thing. Time not soon. Hey, Monko. I like it. You understand? So, meaning the others were disboarded. Now, apparently, they didn't like that. So, reports from the airport is that Mrs. Rashida started ranting and raving right from the airport that, I'll show you where the power lies, blah, blah, blah. And so now one other worker, an airport worker, hears this and tells Mrs. Sylvia that, this is what I heard. So she goes in turn to also tell her colleagues that, okay, mark this. In case anything happens to me, this is a threat and this is where it's coming from. So you people need to handle it. 2 days later, coming from the gym, apparently she said she noticed that 2 cars were following, or a car was following her. She gets in front of her house. That's where they cross her, one in front, one at the back. Two.
in Ghana.
Oh, yo. Be like action film.
Wow.
Two police officers come out. No name badge. But they are in uniform.
Would
They
you go and do
accused
something
her.
of the sorts with? But they were in police uniforms.
They were in their police uniforms. They accused her of driving a stolen car. She said no, the car was bought by her husband. So let her call her husband if indeed the car is stolen. They twisted her arm, took her phone. They refused to let her make the phone call. They said she should sit in the car, so they go. So they were going to take care of the car. She said, I don't know what happened, but apparently they didn't even take care of the car. She said whether no, the key is with her husband or whatever. So they left the car in front of the house.
The alleged stolen car.
The alleged stolen car. They put a face mask, they blindfolded her, they handcuffed her, and they put her in a car and took her to a place, an undisclosed location where nobody knows. They just took her.
Wow.
Insane P. Now, she said she was being threatened to say, whether she, receives bribe. She takes bribe from the airport. She says no, she doesn't take any bribe from the airport. They said, they said the car was stolen, that one. And then they threatened her with death. Basically.
So she's recounting her experience.
She's recounting her experience.
Okay, so she put this information out.
She recounted her experience to family members. So this is how it's coming out, and then it was broken by the Herald newspaper. Wow. So they threatened her amongst beating and everything, and then she's released because the moment she was taking, the information was put out there. So I think people seeing the pressure mounting, obviously, because people are looking for her now. And then the incident, obviously, the airport is not a one man place. There were thousands of people are always at the airport, so a lot of witnesses. And since some of her co-workers saw that, anyways, this information was out there, and so she was taken and left somewhere in Ashama, and her phone wasn't returned. And she was just dropped off. So she had to now look for help, and then she finds the nearest Mawako and calls her husband from there. And then they came to get her. So, no, the police did not do a rescue mission.
So you lied. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, the police, it wasn't a rescue mission. It was, it's terrifying, Oyo.
Wow.
When you think about it. Because like I said, this is usually a Nigerian thing. When politicians want to show their power, and this is not a Ghanaian thing. This is scary. Just once again, it's proving what I keep saying, that if we are not careful, Nigeria and Ghana will be the same thing.
God forbid.
You see, we say God forbid, but we don't do anything to prevent it. God forbid is not enough, because when Nigeria started, Nigerians were also saying God forbid. So when are we going to actually act instead of just saying God forbid? Because at this point,
in this instance, it's the police, or allegedly, it's a set of policemen who came to pick her up or invited her for questioning, right? But the only thing is that they didn't take her to the police station or the police headquarters or anything.
What questioning?
They said
the car is stolen.
Exactly. So if the police picks you up on the basis of a stolen vehicle or anything, they are inviting in quotes for questioning. So that's what I'm saying, that was, they came under the pretense of doing that. So we can't entirely, unless I don't even know what to say.
I know, right?
It's scary. I don't know what she's going through. I can only imagine how she feels right now, and the fear her family also experienced during that period. But is she okay?
Honestly, I would pray that she is, because I doubt if she would be. You can't imagine the trauma she'll be going through.
I can imagine.
Waking up at night, now you'll be driving, you'll be looking everywhere behind you. It will take a while for that thing for her to, actually be truly okay and back to her regular self, if she will ever be her regular self anymore. It's very scary. But now, the police is saying that what's the name is under investigation. So we are waiting, but another thing that is very terrifying, her husband said, based on after the wife was released, he got a phone call. Oh, her phone wasn't released as well, so they just released her. But after he got a phone call asking about his wife, and the moment he was done with the phone call and he hung up, everything on his phone has been wiped.
I don't get. Somebody called him out of the blue to inquire about his wife.
About his wife. Because these are top, from everything that the Herald is saying, like these are top national security officers. Some of them work with like communications and everything. So he said when he picked up the phone call, the person hung up, the phone was wiped clean.
Wait, the person hung up when he picked up the call?
No,
or the person
I call you, I'm speaking to you, I make an inquiry, and then when we are done with the conversation, that's it. Everything on your phone is gone. Every single thing.
That's wild.
That's wild. Everything gone.
One thing I know for a fact is that once the police are on it, they will unravel the mystery and they will apprehend whoever the culprits are. But it gets scary because if you are able to have or to get your hands on a police uniform to use for something like this, unless of course they are really policemen who decided not to bring their name tag, so then it makes it extra difficult for the police to even fish them out. But I know for a fact that they'll get them if they truly really decide to go after them. They'll find them.
But then if these are, just like the paper is saying, that these are top people from the national security,
then it's quite obvious. So who no then you know who threatened her. You know who she got involved in, or she was in an altercation, or whatever it may be. So you know who to go to, how your line of questioning and everything. The fact that they are top people in the country does not exempt them from punishments. Nobody is above the law. We've said that over and over. Once the law finds you wanting, it would take its course on you.
True that.
So if I just, you see, that's why sometimes they say that be careful what you say when you're upset or when you're happy or whatever. In whatever state, be careful your utterances, because then again, it could even be that these were mere empty threats from these people, and that they may not even have a hand in it. But like you're saying, the lady in question, Madam Sylvia, has had a lot of differences with other people, because you know, when you are strict and you are prim and proper, people tend to have a problem with you because you don't bend. You understand? And you know, they would call you names and they will hate you for no apparent reason. People would do that. So for, you know, there are people who obviously were looking for an opportunity to probably harm her, and saw this opening as, okay, why don't we do this? It will be an escape for us, because nobody would think it's us. Because we've visibly seen a set of people threatening her, or somebody threatened her, so all fingers would point to that person. It could be that it's not even the people that everybody is thinking. You understand? So unless the investigation starts, we won't know.
Okay.
Honestly, we know be kasa and metro. All can be there bona. Ona say obey any probably it's not even you. But you're the prime suspect, because you're the one who threatened the individual.
That's true.
But we thank God that she's back home safely and back to her family. I hope that she gets all the necessary help that she needs, and also justice as well.
Definitely. I really do hope that justice actually comes to her, because this isn't right. And I pray that it's justice that at least, you know, is out there, so that the ordinary Ghanaian can, you know, relax and trust that, yes, the system is at least working some one way or the other.
It is working, and it would even get better. Don't worry, when you vote for me in future. Yeah. Why are you laughing? You men of little faith. Anyway, so let's be safe out there, Charlie. It's election year. It's election year. Let's be extremely careful. And it's December as well.
I know, right?
Let's be careful. It is cold. People are not smiling anymore.
It really is election year, and Shatta is saying that if anybody calls him, if a judge or a lawyer calls him up, the election, if you're not careful, you no go hold.
Hey, Shatta Wale has threatened the nation. How? Why? Who is pissing him off?
Bulldog once again.
Oh, God. These two. These two, you know what they say about a thin line between love and hate?
Yes,
that's where they are right now.
Definitely.
Because the way these two used to be very inseparable, that now all of a sudden, is like, nah, you know what? And I'm sure that sometimes you sit back, or one of them sits and remembers what the other did to them, even when they were cool, and is like, no, I can't let this slide.
No, but you can't anyway. You should be able to let certain things.
But I always say that between the two of them, between Shatta and Stonebwoy, nobody can come between them, and nobody can. I beg your pardon, Shatta and Bulldog. Nobody can actually come between them, because no matter how much they fight outside, they still have deep-rooted love for each other.
Do they?
They do. They do, and sometimes I feel like it's because they are apart, right? I feel if they get into the same space, you know how. How do I put this without sounding? You see, old firewood, they say, or old flames. You see how they spark fire instantly, and you leave them; they won't fight. Let them come at each other. They won't. It won't turn physical. You know how some men can get very aggressive, and then the moment you leave them, when you're separating them, they are very aggressive. But when you leave them, before you know, they are shaking hands and laughing, not because each is scared, but there's more, like, aside the anger and everything, there's some hidden love in there that I feel that they can be on each other's neck for eternity. We won't see the worst of it.
You think?
That's what I think, because of the relationship I've seen both of them exhibit and show in the past.
Okay. Anyway, so Bulldog and Shatta once again back to the court. Why? The same issue from 2002. I'm saying November 2002 or so, where they started having this exchange of words. I think it started with Black Sherif's album, where Bulldog made a comparison and said that the album was really good, or said that the song was really good or something, and that
it all started when they stopped working together. And then the videos and from the past came up of one of them exposing the other person's wives, sensitive images and all of that. That's where it all started from.
Okay, and then it went to that Black Sherif issue, and then it also moved on to I think Shatta making some statements about Fennec Autry, about the passing or the murder of Fennec Autry, who was Kwalkesi's manager at the time of his passing. He's saying that I said Bulldog, alleging that Bulldog knows something about it, you know. So that went to court. Bulldog said he won't let it rest, obviously, because that's a big one, very big allegation. So that went to court. But then the judges said, you know, maybe it can be settled out of court, which they actually came out to settle according to Shatta Wale. Because Shatta Wale said he gave him $60,000 and a brand new Sonata.
He gave a
Bulldog, yes, $60K. And then all of a sudden, once again, Bulldog has gone back to court and said, you know, I want to renew this. I want to keep. Shatta Wale says he's tired. He doesn't know, like Wabre, he's tired, and that if he would go back to court, then Bulldog has to return, you know, what he gave him first before they can go back to the courts.
So the amount and the car, what were they? As a means of settlement?
I guess it was as a means of settlement. So if it has been settled, then why are you still going back to the court? And so that's why Shatta is saying that if anybody calls him lawyer, also with your lawyers, because the court system is very long, it's draining. He's not ready to make any payments. He's not ready to go from here to there because of some court this thing. It's a judge bia or a lawyer bia or friend bia. If you're not careful, one shot the election in no go.
How is this related to elections?
I don't even know, man. It's Shatta Wale.
That's
why I love him. It doesn't make sense.
But you know
he
can be picked up for this because you're threatening the nation.
Yes, I know that. But I guess his frustration as well. And he also even mentioned in his rant that one year careful, he might want to quit the music.
Shatta still does active music. I'm asking genuinely, I promise.
He just released an album.
Right. For the fans or for something, right. You know, right now I feel he's just a godfather who is laid back and watching the younger ones work. That's why I legit asked. I'm sorry.
No, please. Shatta is still making music. I beg you.
Yes, please.
Please stand corrected. Now my
that's
person
fine.
Be that.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
All right.
Just I wasn't being sarcastic or anything.
I know. So,
I'm saying, the two of them, this is how it's going to continue. One of them will sit back 10 years later and say, Junior can't say each other, and Abu did this to me. Now let's take it to court, because the love-hate thing is there. They just need to be able to sort out and find out what the difference is now and settle it. Otherwise, this thing, it will keep going on. So I feel like maybe they should set up a date for them where they can both meet and then they talk it out. If they need to box it out, Buko Marina is available. They can go and box it out
and
they
will still make money too. Because can you imagine that fight? Well, that would be a nice one.
Boo will finish it out.
It doesn't matter. At least they are fighting.
Nah. This fight.
Heavyweight and lightweight.
And even if it's friendly, Charlie.
Before you know it's back.
I feel like they will still find their way back to each other. One way or the other.
It's been a while.
They will find their way to each other.
Okay.
One way or the other. Hopefully. And then we will later come and realize, especially those who went ahead or jumped into conclusion or were quick to go and take sides, you realize that there are lots of people around them who do not speak about their beef. Because they know that between Shatta and Boo,
than the third person.
It's always been like that.
Okay.
They have misunderstandings. Of course, when you work together, even you and I, there are days that it will come up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they don't, and their relationship goes beyond just work.
Yeah.
They've been big brother and younger brother for a very long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So no matter what, I feel they'll find their way to each other.
Okay.
But getting on that path or getting to that point is what might be a bit rocky. But they'll definitely get there.
Okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Shatta has a lot of this thing to make amends with, doesn't he? From Bulldog to I want him to make amends with Stonebwoy. So let's see. Hopefully next year.
But on his birthday, when Bulldog wished, I beg your pardon, when Stonebwoy wished him, he said that he doesn't have a problem with Stonebwoy.
I know they should enter the studio. That's what I'm asking for. Studio, not birthday wishes. What it concern me with birthday wishes? Enter studio.
No, I'm saying it because you said that he has to make amends. But
if he doesn't have a problem,
he doesn't have a problem with what, then am I to apologize?
If they don't enter the studio and you'll be abo. If you enter the studio, show me that you really don't have a problem by entering the studio. Do something together, at least one song, 3 songs, an album. 4 albums.
We are waiting.
Bibisa, like just do something together. Anyways, did you see the toy gun craze that is hitting Accra? I know by December, it would have fully taken over Accra. And it's not just...
They should beat the person
America
there.
too.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know who started it, but
then... as I'm talking to you now, Bulldog, I sent him a letter. That was just last week.
But they were doing it with water guns.
And I mean, you see what Ike is saying right now? That is revelation. That is what I want people to understand. How can you take my property and put it out there for free?
Bullets.
When I was going out this weekend, I saw a group of boys and they were doing it, but for a minute, I nearly panicked because I was like, You know, what noise is that?
I hear that now the prices have shot up.
Yo!
Ghana,
yeah. The prices have shot up. Now,
honestly,
it's ranging anywhere from 25 cedis to about 100 cedis.
People can, like, it's play.
Yeah.
We are playing and everything. But some evil people, especially in these recent times where there's been a lot of gun violence, somebody will hold one, point it at you, and you think that it's actually a toy gun, and they would do very deadly things with it. I don't think it's advisable in this day and era, right? Like, we don't need it right now. Nearing elections as well.
Yeah,
people can challenge.
I think for me, I have a problem with the ones that look like real guns.
Yeah.
But you see the bright colored one, like the pink and blue ones, the water guns.
The water guns, I wouldn't have had a problem. That's how it started, and that's how it should have remained. But Charlie, this time, and before you know it, Charlie, God forbid, like nothing of the sort will happen. But we've seen a lot of gun violence this year. Too much to entertain this kind of play. That's just me. That's just me.
Well, I guess.
Hey, you do a shaman.
Now, who could do a shaman? How will you know which one is the real one versus the fake one? Honestly. Anyway, but I'm waiting to get a water gun.
The water gun, me myself, I want to get one for my birthday weekend.
The water one, I'll get someone to drive them by the side. I'll be pew 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 pew. Miss Sprinkle for.
But this other one, I'm not too sure. I like the idea.
The other one, it makes a popping sound.
Yeah.
I will.
I like it.
I guess people will just have to know the difference between the real one versus the fake one. Yeah. But anyway,
how do you know the difference?
The toy one has a smaller nozzle. It's obviously lighter.
You said it should.
It should have a smaller.
You're not the one holding it, so before the person points it at you and fires, how would you know if it's real or as to whether to take cover or not?
Catch your Crawford and say, June, shoot time up. Tell the team, say, I know they believe you. With toy gun, shoot up. Or shoot your leg. You shoot your leg, make I see. Yeah, I don't know. Or you honestly. God help us, really.
Because I feel like there are a lot of people who would capitalize on this. And when I say people, I mean the bad ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Who would capitalize on this. And as everybody is playing, before you know, they'll cause casualties. So let's stay woke out there right now.
May we all be protected. Amen. Yeah, so that is all I have for Word on the Street today.
I like the fact that we started off the week with good news and nothing negative. Yes, even if we want to look at Madame Sylvia's story as something that was not, at least she's back home, she's whole, and she would receive the justice and the treatment that she needs as well. This is Highway 1019, and we are still live on Z101.9 FM. Jonathan will join us with a sports update at exactly 5:15. Do not miss it for anything in the world. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. And also, our question of the day is... Our question of the day for today is, who's working hard